small courses are those guys over there. So if you take the head out like this and you pull the section of brain, which is this, so I'm going to pull that out. When I do so, now I look and we see the exact same section that we just looked at in APR. So here's the thalamus, the egg-shaped body that I show right here. That means hypothalamus has to be this triangular region that's immediately inferior to it. And the pituitary would be at the end of it, and you look inside, the pituitary is right above my finger. It's shown as a little brown knob that's right there. Right, so you can see pituitary, and you can see hypothalamus. Pineal gland sits right at the posterior side of the thalamus. Okay, so these are coincident with one another. Please, take advantage and look at that. Here, this came from the unnamed torso, and in this case, I've got my finger on the thalamus, egg-shaped thalamus right here. And if I look for, here's the hypothalamus is going to be sitting right down. It's the triangular-shaped region right there, and the pituitary sits inferior here. The pineal gland is going to be posterior. So what you see on APR is shown on these models. So use these coincidentally because they work absolutely fine. All right, so that's hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal, thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is right here. All right, so I'm pointing at the thyroid gland. It's right there. You can see it on all the models. It's shown best, I think, on this one. Perhaps on the small torso, it's shown the same way. Next, you go to parathyroid and thymus. They're not shown on any of these models. All right, so it just says you have to go to APR website in order to see those. Suprarenal or adrenal. Pyramid-shaped glands that are sitting on the superior side of the kidneys. So I'll pull this off. Here are the kidneys. All right, I'm touching the kidney right there. And the yellow-shaped pyramid thing immediately superior to it, that's the adrenal or the suprarenal gland right there. Okay? And you can see it on almost all the models. The purpose of doing this and doing it kind of quickly is so that everybody can because we don't have enough models for everybody to look at the same thing at the same time. So some of you are going to be looking at these, some may be looking at some of the arteries, which I'm going to describe shortly to you. So that's the suprarenal. Pancreas. Pancreas sits, so go to the edge of your rib cage here, and you've got a J-shaped organ, and that's your stomach. And immediately posterior to that is going to be the pancreas. Here's the pancreas. I'm holding on to it. It's kind of a knobby-looking thing. It runs from the edge of your duodenum. Duodenum is C-shaped, comes out of the stomach, runs over to your spleen, which is over on this side. So here's the pancreas right there. That's what I'm holding on to. Ovary and testis. In order to see this, you have to look at the reproductive organs. Reproductive organs sit inside of they come out of the very big torso. They sit inside of this. Half of them have been stolen, so they stay up here where I am. And then you have to come up and you have to look at them here or else check them out so that you don't lose all of them. But in this case, and we're not going to identify all the different parts. We do that in part 3. Can you push the fire button twice? Thank you. All right, so the ovary is the yellow-looking structure that I've got my finger and my thumb on. It's out in the lateral side of the female pelvic cavities, right? Okay? And the testes, sitting down here, this is the scrotum, and the testes are right here. When we do part 3, we look at all the different ducts, all the different parts of the reproductive system, so we'll look at all of these. But in this case, we're just looking at those glands. All right, so that's a quick view to glands. Everybody good with that? So let's turn to the next page, and let me just point out where, and again, on APR,